Okay, so this is Tira, and tonight, we're gonna talk about the moon. Everybody's real, oh my God, the moon is full, the moon is this, the moon is that. I'm talking about the moon in your chart. The moon in your chart is responsible for how you interpret things in the emotional sense. Is how you feel about something. And always our response or our reaction is tied to our emotional selves, right? We know, I hope we all know, that the moon represents our mom, our mother, the mothering energy in our chart. Not necessarily our mom, but the women who mommed us. And in my life, that would be both my mom and her sister and my grandmother's, which is there in my chart. But mostly was my mom's sister, was my auntie Napua, this dog. Anyway, and that makes all the sense in the world because I am a lunar Taurus and my auntie Pua was a solar Taurus. In other words, she had solar sun sign or Taurus sun sign, solar sun sign. What the hell? Anyhow, your moon sign is not always going to be the same element or even same, anything as your sun sign. You ever wondered sometimes how there are people who are conflicted and you don't know why? You don't know why they are expressing one way, but they go tell you later that they feel a completely different way. That's because the sun and the moon are at odds. As well, Mercury is also represented there. For instance, Mercury is right now in Taurus. My natal Mercury is in Pisces. Pisces and Taurus, as long as it's in the same chart, they get along real good. So, since it is that my sun is a Pisces, which is, me, and my moon is Taurus, which is not anti, but is all of the things that Taurus represents, not so much on the shadow side, but the part that people don't think about. Okay, so not necessarily the shadow of the Taurus sun sign, but more like the more subdued parts of Taurus, the kind of things that nobody really sees outwardly, but is always there and is very, very dearly a part of a personality. You hear about people going, getting real crazy, pupuli, kolohe, those are two different kind of crazies in Hawaiian. It's either one, pupuli, where they need to, be picked up by the guys in the van, or, or kolohe, the life of the party. So when we are talking about our lunar sign, we're talking about our feeling self. Our lunar sign is very important because it sometimes leads more than the sun. Sometimes people get same sun and same moon sign, or they get the kind sun and moon sign that actually get along, like I have, or they have a sun and a moon that do not get along at all, two signs that don't go together very well at all. And I'm not going to say those people are, out of their gourds. I'm going to say that sometimes they have a little bit of a problem that they cannot get out of without some sort of guidance. This is because, especially if the sun and the moon are in the same sign, whether you believe that or not, because sometimes if they're in the same signs, they're conjunct. In other words, they're very close, if not, ecliptic. One is outdoing the other. So when people tell you that it's a full moon, they're going nuts, a cool little thing that I have done all of my life is, for instance, when the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Cancer, it's very interesting to me to watch all of these people, specifically men, with the sun and the moon both in Cancer, becoming extremely emotional. A lot depends on where Mars is, okay, and Mercury. Because why? When you put all those things together and you try to figure out which is Mars and Mercury, and you got the sun and the moon in Cancer, imagine what it would be like. You get the sun and the moon in Cancer and Mars in another feminine sign, or even in Cancer, like like it is now. And all of those planets are talking to each other, communicating with each other, touching each other. And they might not be, hugging, they might be sucking each other in the head. The same thing is also associated with the way that we get along with other people, okay? And I'm not talking about who you're going to fall in love with, that you don't get to pick that. Because once you're there, your chart is activated, right? Their chart is activated. Their planets are talking to your planets, so to speak. And when that happens, we get to see who somebody really is. A lot of people, mainly women, when they come ask me for a chart, they want to know, who am I going to meet? I know that I've said it before. I say it all the time. I remind people, well, what are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, because you can go into the store, you're going to meet the cashier or the lady who does all the self-checkout stuff, or you're going outside in the parking lot, go back to your car, you're going to meet the guy, in the beer truck. You go do laundry, you're going to meet somebody over there, guaranteed somebody's mom, because they're doing the family's laundry. Every day you're going to meet somebody. When I'm asked, going to meet somebody special? The first person you need to meet that is really special is yourself. You need to learn how to love you first. And the only way you can do that is to know how you feel, which is your moon sign. And if you go take care of your moon sign, you will figure out exactly what it is that you need from yourself, regardless of who is and who is not there. Okay? If you need stability, well, with a Taurus moon, you will be taught that through your own experiences. That's just how this goes. Even though people show up and they teach you stuff, you are your own first teacher, always. Even first before your teacher at school. You are your first teacher. You're the first person who teaches you what you like, what you don't like, how you feel. So when you're talking about the moon in the chart, we are not talking about you have this moon sign, so this matches with that brother's moon sign or that tira's moon sign. No. How is your moon communicating with all of your planets? How are you feeling? How do you come across? Okay, that is also associated with your rising sign, which that'll be another video, but everything that you express comes through Mercury. But what you express is generally tied to how you feel about anything. So even on the sun, you see all these videos online about this bunch of this bunch of signs over here, they're really good at talking shit. And all these other ones over here, they're really good at taking your shit. Oh boy, that's it. Only the sun, that's all we are. Come on now. There's a lot more in that chart than just the damn sun. I mean, if the planet is up in the sky, they're going to be in your chart. They're inside you too. Said it the other day. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So when you see those kind of things that only addresses your sun sign, that is not giving anybody the entirety of who you are. Okay? So when you are looking at your chart, when you are reading your chart, studying astrology, it's a very good idea to go and see about what each planet is like, and then go see what each sign is like, and then go and put those two things together. The more that you study that way, the better your reading your own chart is going to be. And a lot of people come to me with, I'm a this sun. I go, yeah, well, what's your moon? And that kind of like stops them, like, Bugs Bunny cartoon kind of stop. What? Yeah, the moon. Because who you are, the sun, that's what everybody sees. How you feel is the moon. Yes, it's associated with your mom, but it's not your mom. Okay? Yeah, my mom was a Scorpio. My auntie is a Taurus. My mother is in the fourth house of my chart, and my auntie is in the 10th house. But those are my planets. Yes, both of those women were very, very, very important in my life. But they're not me. What they were representatives of the moon. And how it is that as a woman, when I got older, which is very well seen, my friends, my boyfriend, my kids would tell you. My kids call me Robo-Mom. It comes from Napua. She put up with nobody's shit as a Taurus. But even though I look like I'm ready to go climb trees, I do it with a lot of grace, and that's my mom. She's the one who taught me how to dance hula. So when you're looking at your chart, when you're asking about what do my planets say, that is better than asking somebody, I'm a this, so what does that mean? Well, great. You know your sun sign. That doesn't mean you know who you are. Who you are is all those planets. And the moon is a very important part of it. Okay, it rules our emotions, our feelings. Before we even speak, we feel. We cannot express our Mercury planets without the help of the moon, because again, the moon is how we feel. So, okay, I'll be back probably tomorrow. This is Tira, the Angry Donut. See you later. Mahalo for watching.